Okay, we're back here at Furman on the Palmetto Pigskin Tour, brought to you by the South Carolina Watermelon Association. And we are now joined by two of the Paladins, veteran here at Furman, defensive end Jeremiah Jackson, who's a redshirt senior out of Florida, and a newcomer, though he's not a youngster, tight end Josh Burrell, who's a grad transfer student from Florida State out of Blythewood High School in Columbia. Good to have you guys with us. In fact, we might have to hold you over because we're a little shorter on time than I like to have when I talk to the players. Sometimes the coach goes a little long, if you know what I mean. So it eats up the time. Well, Jeremiah, first of all, Joshua, good to have you at Florida at Furman. After you were at Florida State, I remember you coming out of high school several years ago. And I was just going to say, we weren't going to force you to recite the fight song since you probably don't know it yet. You probably know it, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, since you were here last year, compare last year to what you're seeing so far this year in the development of the Paladins this year.
Right. I mean, obviously it's no surprise that we lost a lot of seniors last year. So, the experience is not there, but the talent, I feel like, is, right there, maybe even better than last year's group. So, yeah, we've been working, trying to get as close to a game look as we can in this offseason. I think we're looking good. Yeah,
Coach mentioned that, like, on defense, they ran a bunch of different people in there. You might not see it individually in the stats because you're sharing so much time, but that means guys leave, guys coming in have had some experience.
Right, yes, sir. Since I've got here, we've always had it too deep at the D-line. We're always rotating linebackers. It was a good way to get young guys reps, and it's definitely helped a lot for the program.
Josh, what led you to Furman?
Honestly, coming from Florida State, I decided to get into the portal. Like I said, I'm a graduate transfer, so finishing school down there, I felt like it was a good time to make this change in my football career, and I really just wanted to be on the field more. That's kind of just what I've been missing down at Florida State. I have no bad blood with the Seminoles, but it's time for me to get on the field. So yeah, that led me here to Furman.
Yeah. What about for you, the transition to what you were used to at the FBS level, the high level at Florida State, ACC, and then this is a great program, don't get me wrong. Maybe not all the bells and whistles that you had there at Florida State. Does that make any difference to you as you make that transition?
Honestly, I would say it hasn't been that much of a drop-off. That's kind of one of the things I was kind of looking for when I came in to Furman, just kind of seeing how things operated, how the guys worked here, just kind of the ins and outs of Furman football. And honestly, it's not that big of a drop-off. It's really just, of course, resources, and that just comes with the game. But I feel like with the way the guys work, the standard that they have here, I feel like everything is pretty much in line, and that's honestly why I've enjoyed my time here at Furman so far, and I'm looking forward to the season.
What do you believe that you bring to the offense at the tight end position?
Honestly, so coming from Florida State, in high school I played receiver. So now I'm making a transition to tight end. It's honestly I wouldn't say a whole new game, but I'm having to learn new things that I didn't have to learn before. Learning more stuff that the O-line has to know, more blocking schemes and stuff like that. But also being able to use my versatility in the offensive, in the passing game and stuff like that, just kind of where I'm lined up, out wide, in the slot, on the ball with my hand in the dirt, in the wing, in the backfield, all that stuff. Just kind of show my versatility, and the offense can show off its creativity. I'm looking forward to just finding different ways to get the ball in my hands and, help the team win. So
you're kind of what they call the hybrid tight end, right?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do you think are your strengths? Receiving, are you a good receiver or blocker? What will fans see in you?
Right. So, like I said, I play receiver, so that's kind of what I'm used to. Kind of getting open, catching the ball, and making plays happen when I have the ball in my hands after that. So, just kind of meshing that with also, like I said, I'm having to learn new things. So, learning the blocking schemes. I think with my size, I'm able to, get those blocks done. And the coaches here, they do a good job of putting me in a position of where I can win those one-on-ones instead of just having to take on like a big bully defensive tackle or something like that. Like, they're putting me in a position to make a block that I can go and win. So,
can you guys hang on for a little bit?
Yes, sir.
You don't have like night classes or anything, or study hall. Study hall. This is Furman. I expect y'all to be studying. 18 hours a day. We're going to spend a few more minutes with you guys after the break since we were short. We'll be back to Furman in just a moment. We can never get enough Furman Paladins on Sports Talk. A little overtime edition here of the Palmetto Pigskin Tour up at Furman. We're visiting with Jeremiah Jackson, defensive end, Joshua Burrell, tight end. Jeremiah, last season, man, that was almost a dream season for you guys. What was it like as you guys went along, you put that long winning streak together, win the SoCon, go to the postseason? Boy, lose a tough one at Montana. Could have kept on going. But what was that season like for you?
Right. I mean, dating back to 2022, after, that good season, all the older guys were like, we got to, come back and make it happen, get the big one, So, going through that whole year, we pretty much knew that we had a shot the whole year, and we just had to keep attacking, keep working hard to get back to that point. It was not like Coach Hendricks says, each game was a dogfight to get the win, but I think it made the wins that much pleasurable. We get to that Montana game, and to be so close, it definitely hurt. But it definitely it showed us that we can compete, with anybody in the country. And I think, coming into this next year, we're trying to prove the same thing.
Yeah.
So.
I saw you play your first two games because you played Tennessee Tech on a Thursday night, I believe, and y'all mopped them up pretty quickly. And then you were in Columbia. And to me, that performance, even though you lost, you were right in there with them much of that game. I mean, that kind of told me that this Furman team's got a little something to it and it's going to have a good year.
Right. Yeah, I mean, any FBS game we get, we always go into it that, we can win this game. We always have that mindset that we can compete with anybody in the country. So, yeah, no, it was no surprise to us that we were in the game with them. Obviously, we wish it was a different result, but yes, sir.
Josh, as a receiver, as tight end, working with new quarterbacks, how would you say your relationship is coming along, and you guys are on the same page, quarterback and receiver?
So coming from summer, we have our player-led practices and stuff like that over summer. Just kind of starting getting the ball rolling really with installs, timing, routes, and all that stuff. And going through camp now is starting to click. You're seeing the plays being made. It's kind of like second nature with the quarterbacks and the receivers. Everything's starting to click, and I think we have some really good quarterbacks that can get the job done. So,
do you have a favorite route?
Honestly, I don't. Whatever's called, I'm trying to get open and just go make a play. So
yeah, but with your size, I imagine sometimes throw it up and let you go get it, or do you like going across the middle?
I'm cool with both.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In high school, who hit you the hardest? Do you remember?
I don't remember who, but I know. Honestly, I did like a little H-back type of deal for one type of play in high school, and that was one of my biggest hits. But I got right back up, so I was fine.
Now, I got to ask you, coming off the Florida State program, man, selection day of the playoff teams, what was it like around your place?
It hurt. Since I've been here, I've explained the story a couple of times.
Yeah,
everybody's kind of curious how that went down. It hurt, like I said, going 13-0, doing everything you can to get to the playoff, and then seeing that selection come out, it was tough. It was like, okay, like what else were we supposed to do? But we just kind of bought into the team. The rest of the guys, it was kind of hard. It was like a lot of guys were like, okay, like what do we do all that for? Guys are kind of opting out of the bowl game. Declaring for the draft. Of course, now this day and age, transfer portal as well. So it was kind of like a transitional period from that selection. But the guys that stuck around after that selection and then still put that work in to go play in the bowl game, it showed the toughness of those guys and how bought in they were into the culture and stuff. And just kind of the people that are surrounded by that program and the leadership that they have down there. So,
could you at all accept the argument that without Jordan Travis, Florida State just wasn't the same team?
Honestly, like in the moment, we didn't want to hear that. Even the fact that we went and won the ACC championship on our third-string quarterback, and still getting the job done, it was like, okay, we got the job done. We should be in there. Like, we've done what we were supposed to do. But, looking back on it, it's okay. It's like we're not the exact same team without Jay Trav. Jordan Travis was a dynamic football player. He made a lot of things happen with the ball in his hands. And, looking back on it, you can say that we weren't the same team. But like I said, we felt like we did everything we could and everything we were supposed to do to get in that playoff. So it hurt in the moment. So
that's something you're going to take with you forever?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's kind of like a life lesson, everything doesn't plan out how you want it to sometimes. Even when you control everything you can control, you just got to keep pushing, keep working, and, go to the next opportunity and make the most out of it. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah, before I let you guys go, you've been one of the older guys here. You have a new guy come in, who can contribute right away. Do you kind of take him under your wings, even though he's offense, your defense, but kind of show him the Furman way? Do you have to kind of break him into that at all, or like Josh just kind of picked that up on his own?
Right, yeah. I mean, it was actually pretty easy because he came in there and everything we asked him, he did it plus more. He stood by the standard, elite's the standard. That's a big saying around here. And, he was elite walking in, and he kind of he came in ready to go. So, yeah, not much taking him under the wing that I needed to do.
Do they ask you? They don't ask you to drop back in any kind of coverage or anything, right? Are you strictly straight ahead, go get the quarterback?
Oh, I mean, here and there. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you do you ever draw him in practice? Have you had the chance to kind of run him down or anything?
I haven't yet, but it's possible.
Well, guys, good luck to you. Good luck down at Ole Miss. Protect that one-game lead in the series that Furman has on Ole Miss.
Let's do it.
But I hope you'll have a healthy year, and I appreciate you coming over and spending time with us.
Yes, sir.
Great seeing you guys.
Yes, sir.
Take care. Good luck to you.
Thanks,
good
guys.
luck to the Paladins. Jeremiah Jackson and Joshua Burrell with us tonight from up here at Furman. And best is the standard. Expect nothing less from the Paladins. They bring it every year, Chris.
Phil, I have an idea. We need to take Josh's comments about Florida State getting screwed last year and send it to every single member of the College Football Playoff Committee to remind them they made a mistake, because you heard him. That's going to haunt him for the rest of his life, because they did everything they were supposed to do and still didn't get into the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't think they care.
The CFP guys,
cold.
no, I agree. Josh cares.
People, yeah, they are cold.
But no,
people.
he handled that so eloquently. It was wonderful to hear, because he's right. They should have been in the playoffs.
Yep.
I don't know what else they could have done.
Well,
they couldn't go 14-0. They only had 13 games to play.
I was one of those who said, without the quarterback, I just don't think they're the same team. And Alabama is healthy with their quarterback, and et cetera, et cetera. But I would not have been blown away if they had put Florida State in there, because their record was pristine, and they had so many other good parts. So